Welcome back. You're watching the news. Now, amid heightened diplomatic tension with India, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has now called his own intelligence officials criminals for linking Prime Minister Narendra Modi and External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar to violence on Canadian soil, particularly the killing of separatist Hardeep Singh Nijjar. Addressing media in Brampton on Friday, Trudeau said, and I quote, "We have seen, unfortunately, that criminals leaking top-secret information to the media have consistently gotten those stories wrong." Listen in.
We have seen, unfortunately, that criminal leaks, criminals leaking top-secret information to the media has consistently gotten those stories wrong. That's why we had a national inquiry into foreign interference that has highlighted that the criminals leaking information to media outlets are unreliable on top of being criminal. In terms of the issue, let me just repeat that my primary job as a Canadian leader is to keep Canadians safe.
Now, Trudeau's comments comes days after the Canadian government denied a report that suggested Modi and Jaishankar were involved in criminal activities in Canada, calling the claim speculative and inaccurate. This development is the latest in a series of escalating tensions between the two nations, which have essentially led to a collapse in ties. The row began when Trudeau accused the Indian government agents of being involved in the 2023 killing of Khalistani terrorist Hardeep Singh Nijjar. But as far as the latest is concerned, let me cut across to Shinjoy Chaudhary, Times Network consultant, joining me live this morning. Shinjoy, very good morning to you, given the fact that we also heard what Trudeau had to say. What really explains this back and forth and, essentially reading into how this has panned out ever since these accusations came to the fore?
Well, the word criminal is very strong for any leader, and especially when he's describing his people and his own government. But he should look at himself first. He was the one who brought up the issue, and in all places, the Canadian Parliament. And it wasn't just the one time. He's spoken about this several times. That's the first thing. And it has led to, as you said, a collapse in Indo-Canadian ties. Indian diplomats have come back. Canadian diplomats have gone back to Ottawa or wherever. And even at the G20, Prime Minister Narendra Modi deliberately chose not to meet Justin Trudeau. Now, that is a very clear sign that here are 20 top leaders of the world. The Prime Minister of India is meeting virtually every leader, including President Biden, who is leaving in a few months. On the 20th of January, he would have left, but Prime Minister Modi, keeping in mind his old association and friendship with President Biden, went ahead and met President Biden. He met virtually every other leader but Justin Trudeau. And that's a clear sign that India has made up its mind. India does not like name-calling, and all those things that Prime Minister Trudeau himself said for several months has come back to haunt him, which is perhaps one reason why he has said what he has. And here he has called people from his own government criminals. That's a very unusual statement by a prime minister, but nevertheless, it's probably a little welcome here. And people in India are saying, well, I told you so.
Right, Shinjoy. Thank you for joining us on the broadcast this morning and helping us drop more perspective as to how this has panned out and, more importantly, in the larger scheme of things, what that statement would mean and the implications. But for now, we leave it at that.